Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday carry people. That's the Big Knucker, and we've got some everyday carry items to talk about today. They are a couple of titans of the they're a couple of titans of the everyday carry world. They're life-saving instruments. They are tools that you can never leave home without. Maybe it is the Leatherman Bruiser and the Gerber shard. And I've been wanting to pick up one of these little shards for a while. I've owned the Bruiser for a bit, and yeah, I just thought I would throw these two titans of EDC, the shard and the Bruiser, against each other head to head. Now, I don't want to touch them together because it's like you ever watch Wolverine where he hits his adamantium claws together and they create sparks? I'm afraid it's like matter and antimatter. If I hit them together, they'll blow up in my face. So let's go to the mat and let's find out what we can put these things head to head against. All right. Let's have a quick look here at the Leatherman shard, or sorry, the Leatherman shard yellow, the Leatherman Bruiser, and the Gerber shard. Let's just see here quickly. Length is 2.45 inches, 6.2 centimeters. Weight is half an ounce or 13.5 grams. And now in the system there, it says on the website, it says there's only two tools, which is the it is a bottle opener, but you can also, looks like you can put a little bit of a bit inside there, and then they've got a pry tool or a mini pry. But it looks like there's probably a little bit else. It's got some jimping on the top here. This is made of stainless steel, so there's no real big, I don't think it says what type of stainless steel it is. It just says stainless steel, made from high-grade heat-treated stainless steel. And it is fairly tough. So, all right, that is the Leatherman Bruiser. Now the Gerber shard. Now it says it's got 7 functions. All right, including the pry bar, but it is a split pry bar here too as well. Now it also says it is a wire stripper, so it looks like you put the wire in the center there and you pull it out. That's your wire stripping part. A large flathead screwdriver, and it also looks like you've got a bottle opener and lanyard hole. I guess they're counting that as a tool. Now it says they've got a little small mini Phillips, or they call it cross driver, and it looks like it's probably too, I don't know, not as defined enough to say do glasses, but not big enough to really kind of get into a screw to kind of do that. To me, this is a little bit, yeah, I don't know. So now they also say that it is airline safe. All right, so this one here, as you can see, it's got a little bit of a pry capabilities where you can reach and pry down, where your Leatherman Bruiser is going to be completely flat. But I don't think that's completely disqualifying either. Now, one of the things I think each one is going to use these for is if you've got them on your keychain, and it's most of the time that's you're going to carry them. You're going to carry them on your keychain, and they're going to be there for prying tools. This is the most job that these things are going to have. Now, a knife is not a pry bar, and I am sure that there are people out there who have not had these in their pockets and they've got broken tips because they've tried to use their knife to pry. And that's a no-no. And that's where I think that I would use most of these. Most of the time, I don't think I'm ever going to put a bit inside there and try to kind of crank down, something. I just don't think it'll work. I think the only time I'm going to mess with perhaps a screw on this is if it's a flat screwdriver, or perhaps the odd Phillips might work it. And the other thing this is going to be used for is probably just opening up cardboard packages, okay? So all I have here is just a piece of cardboard, and that's all you're going to do is just use it to kind of maybe score the cardboard and look at like that. Here, let's see if I can, I don't want to wreck my little mat here, but we'll try here. We'll see if we can use this to cut this a little bit here. So it doesn't really kind of go through the cardboard, but I'm sure it would go through tape. Now let's try this little bit of a shard. So perhaps this side here might use it to go through the tape to open up a cardboard. And it pretty much does the same thing. And then we'll try here the Phillips side here. And basically both times, all of them are not going to really cut through the cardboard, but I think more or less they're going to cut through the tape that's holding a cardboard pack together, and really, really easily too as well. Okay, Now the other thing here is I don't have any small flat screws, but I've got a couple of Phillips, and I tried to use my, but I'm out of staples. I wanted to staple it here to see how these actually pried. And so I tried using a regular stapler, but it just didn't work, wouldn't go into the wood. And the top kept on getting jammed. Like this would get jammed in there like that. And I was like, what the heck? And I tried both tools to unjam it. And the Bruiser was so much handier to get in there and unjam that. So point for the Bruiser there. But let's just see here. So like I said, your little Phillips cross drive here is just a little bit too small to get into, I think, a one. But I mean, it'll back it off a little bit. And so like it did back it off some, but I'm not sure if you can tell. This here, I forgot to mention, has a titanium nitride coating. So it's a fairly tough coating. But when you've got something like this that's machined, this little small cross hatch, it's small enough that I think you could use it to tighten up some eyeglasses. But when you start putting a coating on there, you start to kind of bulk up those little cross hatches, and then I don't think it'll work too much to do glasses anymore. And it's just a little bit too small to do these larger Phillips. And this is not really a larger Phillips either. And I thought I would try this here too. See, that won't, oh, there. See, once you got the good purchase, this will actually work too as well. So, bully for the Bruiser. So even though this has got more tools, it's seeming like this Bruiser might be the kind of way to go. Now, another thing here I always like to have on my multi-tools or my little pry bars is it's nice sometimes if they're magnetized. Now, these ones here, not magnetized, but what you can do is if you've got one of these little magnetizer demagnetizers, or even just a magnet itself, you can actually put it inside there or rub this Bruiser against a magnet, and then it's magnetized and it'll pick up something that you've dropped into an area. So the other nice thing here is let's try this. Let's see if this will. Bob's your uncle. They'll both magnetize, which is nice. Okay. Now, the other cool thing is just put it inside there. On the other side, no longer magnetized. So now, either, money might be a deciding cost, but neither one of these are extremely expensive. I mean, I think right now the Leatherman Bruiser on the Canadian site is $5, and on this Gerber site is $7 for the shard. Both of them are very, very inexpensive. I think it's such a toss-up between the two. I like the fact that there's got that little Y, so you can perhaps do a little small nail, but and it's got the angle to it. It might not sit as flat as in your pockets, but if I were to have to choose between the two, I think, and it was going to be on my keys in my pocket, I think I'm actually gonna go with the Bruiser over the shard. If I'm more at work, kind of doing, construction kind of stuff, a little more heavy duty, I think I might choose the Bruiser or the Gerber, because it does have that little V in it and it has the ability to pry a little bit heavier. Both of them have got fantastic bottle openers, so there's no worries there. But just for an office setting and for a handy setting in your pocket, I like the fact that the Bruiser is just a little bit more flat and a little bit more of a pry bar to replace the prying for my knife. And just this little demonstration here, prying this open, because that's what we're going to use at an office situation to open up small things. That's where that is going to come in, I think, way more handy, because it just seemed like it was an easier fit with a straight to kind of get in there, pop it open, where this curve was a hindrance against it. So that's my opinion, and you guys may have an opinion that that differs. But like I said, if I was you Gerber guys, I would perhaps use this as your lanyard hole, make it a little bit smaller, make it the size of um, a 1/4 inch bit, so you can use as a bit driver. And the other thing I would do is I would either make this end a little bit more pronounced, or not put the titanium nitride coating on there, so you could use that as an eyeglass Phillips screwdriver. Because as a regular Phillips, it's just not working for me. So that's the big Canuckers. I wonder if is that kind of douchey calling myself like the big Canucker all the time and stuff like that. Ah, that's my opinion. I would, I think, prefer to carry the Leatherman Bruiser here over the Gerber Shard. And your opinion may differ, but please leave me some comments on if you've got either one of them, and leave me some comments down there on what you think of the one that you have. And if I'm missing something, please educate me. Absolutely love it. Now, if you like what you saw, please give me the thumbs up as well as the subscription. We're over the 500 mark now, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Now it's we're not out of the woods yet, so please listen to the experts. Stay safe. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. Listen to Big Canucker. Saying adios.